Okay, we're going to continue on with the test with the calcium Hanna checker. So here is the actual checker. Open up, make sure there's nothing in there. Turn that on. This is the new titrator. You used to receive, again, 2 of these to get the 0.1 sample from your tank. They've now included this one. I've seen some people just use this to get their water. Make sure you're putting this tip on it, because if you're not using that tip, you're not going to get an accurate amount. And it's going to go up to this third line. So once you get up to that third line, you'll notice that you have the right amount. It'll be exactly on that line. And this is the bulb for the Hanna water that we're going to use. Reagent B and reagent A. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab one of my vials, and again I store them with water in them, so I'm going to empty that out. And then I just kind of shake them so that they're as empty as possible. Okay, I'm going to take the reagent A, utilizing the syringe with the large tip on it, take it all the way up. Not sure how well this is going to show up, but I take it all the way up until the end of the stopper is actually right on the line. I'm going to just go just a tiny bit more. It's right on the end of the line, so you got to make sure it goes all the way there. Place that sample in there, and then we need to top off the rest of it up to the line with the ionized water. And again, I use the Hanna, the ionized water. Comes in a box. You get this bottle that is about 230 milliliters. So roughly you're going to get 23 tests from this bottle. Use the bulb syringe that's only utilized for this water. I do not use this for anything else. Make sure that the bottom of the water touches the line. There we go. And we shouldn't need the water anymore. Next up is the cleaning of the curvet. So I do have this cleaning solution that I utilize for that, and then, like I showed you in the other video, a little rag that was with one of my cell phone glass protectors. Just a couple dabs of this. Now I've used this quite a bit every test for both alkalinity, phosphate, phosphorus, and calcium. I'm telling you, that will last you a very long time. So clean this as good as I can. Make sure there's no fingerprints on it. Fingerprints are the worst. Open the curvet colorimeter, and you see there's a 10 milliliter label on this. I always put that to the front towards the LCD. Push the button. Prepare for what we need to do next. We're going to need a sample with this, and then we're going to need 1 packet of reagent B. I'm going to go get the sample water real quick. I'm going to dispense this, and I'm going to show you how I actually pull it up. I use the towel then to hold it, dispensing it, release it slow, then push it past that last little area. Now when I'm pulling up this sample, what I do is there's 2 different ways you can do the plunger. You can go all the way down, and there's a stop, and then you can go past that stop. That's how you want to dispense it. When you're actually bringing it up into your sample, you bring it down slowly. Spend about 2 seconds, Making sure you push on the air and then let it back up slowly, drawing the sample in, and then when you put it in the curvette, you want to dispense it slow until it stops, pause a second, and then push it the rest of the way. Make sure you're doing that. Next up, I don't know if you've seen some of the earlier Hanna, but they didn't have this curved cut diagram on there. It actually helps quite a bit when you want to create kind of a funnel to get it into the curvette. Now the nice thing about the calcium one is this is a larger granular than the phosphates or phosphorus. So what I do is I just pinch these corners up and it makes a funnel, and then you dump that into there as well. Next we're going to cap it, and it says to shake vigorously, so we're going to shake it. This, you notice it turns very blue. That's telling us the reaction is actually working. That turns more of a purple. We want to just try to get any fingerprints off there again. So I'm just going to use that, keep shaking it, making sure that the reaction has plenty of time to complete. Wipe it again. Again, 10 milliliters. We want that facing. We're going to do it the same way. So we want that facing towards the LCD. Close it and press this. Last reading was 421 earlier today. This one just read 437. So again, the sample can be plus or minus 10 each time. So therefore, if the water last time tested 421, it depends on, that could have been plus or minus. So that could have been all the way up to 431. So just keep that in mind that these aren't exact, but they're close, plus or minus 10. So two samples could be 20 points off of each other max. And again, there's other things you can buy. You can buy the calcium standard, like I showed you earlier. They come in these little boxes, and they're great to test against. You also have the Fauna multi-reef reference. This works great to test different things. Both of these have been within the tolerance on this tester. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to help anybody out, but I've been having very good luck. I've actually tracked my last 5 tests over the last week, and they've all been relatively close. As I've adjusted my alkalinity, I have noticed a little bit of a difference on the calcium, so everything seems to be lining up for me. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks.